Maharashtra's wine industry, the state government has finally notified the continuation of the wine industrial promotion scheme for a period of 8 years. We have Mr. Rajeev Samant, Managing Director and CEO at Sula Vineyards, joining in to take some questions. Rajeev, great to have you with us here. Good morning. Thanks for your time. Prashant this side. I remember the last time we spoke and we asked you this, you were saying that you were just waiting for that notification from the government. Now it's come through. Could you I'm sure you've taken a look at it. What is there anything different? Is it essentially what was there before? It was paused, the scheme was paused. And what does this mean for your business?
Yes, it's a big relief. It's something we've been expecting now. It's been sort of in abeyance since the last couple of years, which has not been easy. First, we want to, convey our appreciation to the Maharashtra government for recognizing the importance of this industry. It's such an important industry in the rural areas, and it's really bringing pride to Maharashtra, to Nasik district, as well as to other districts. So this is great news for us. It's a big relief. It removes a lot of the uncertainty that was really hanging over our head. What we've seen right now, and we are going to be working on the fine print later, but for now, the way it looks, the scheme has been extended for 8 years. Please note that this is 4 back years where it had been, held, which will now be, paid in full, all those back dues up until March 24. And then for a forward 4 years after March 24 with a cap per unit. That's the first thing that we have seen. So really good news for us and for the wine industry as a whole.
Could you sort of explain how does the scheme work? What is the scheme in simple words? And you said you'll be paid arrears as well from the time that the scheme, it was halted. So what is that amount? What is that amount? So 2-part question. Go on.
So in Sula's case, the arrears are around 140 crores. So very sizable for a company of our size, very meaningful, and obviously has been hurting our cash flow these past few years. Now this money will be due to us imminently. We expect a big chunk of it for us and for all the wineries to be paid up before March 31st. So that's really going to be a huge boost to our coffers. This scheme in a nutshell is for wineries producing wine where the grapes are grown in Maharashtra, the wine is produced in Maharashtra and sold in Maharashtra. So it's an all Maharashtra scheme. In that case, out of the 20% VAT that's charged on a bottle of wine, approximately 16% less some set off comes back to the winery. So it's a pretty big chunk of change. That's it in a nutshell.
So Rajeev, hi, good morning. So this 140 crore arrears, which you'll receive before March 31st, what do you plan to do with the money, A? And B, on this 20 crore cap for the VAT refund, are you disappointed with this cap?
So the 140 crores, a fairly large chunk of that will go down towards repaying debt. Our debt right now is around 250 crores at about 8%. So part of that will go towards repaying debt. We also have some fairly ambitious CapEx plans. We are planning on putting up a new low-cost winery, which will be possibly one of the lowest-cost wineries in the world to make our cheaper wines. We also have a lot of renewable CapEx lined up. So large part of it will go towards the CapEx. So that's basically how it will work. In terms of the cap, it's actually something that we are not surprised by. It was in discussions. We want to point out that there is a cap coming in for the future of 20 crore per unit. I'd also like to point out that Sula, we have 3 units under the excise definition in the state of Maharashtra. That's about all that I'd like to say on that so far. Overall, though, it's very good news.
Got it. So you said your debt is 250 crores and you'll use a large part of this 140 crores to pay off your debt. What about the rest of the debt? Do you plan to reduce it further through any means? And if yes, what is the comfortable debt level that you're looking at over the next 1 year?
So I must say that our debt level is very comfortable. If you take a debt EBITDA ratio, we are below 1.5 today. So we are, comfortable up until a threshold of 2. So we don't have plans at this point to repay our debt prematurely. We do have CapEx plans. We're going to need money for our CapEx. We have to expand. Sales are doing well. So we need more processing capacity. So, I think let's say if we repaid 50, 75 crores worth of debt, 200 crores of debt, that would be a very comfortable debt position for us.
Got it. All right. Hi, Rajeev. Good to see you. And again, what about the plans to diversify beyond the Maharashtra markets? Is there a plan in place, and how do you see this panning out?
Absolutely. So I want to point out that in this financial year, sales outside Maharashtra have been growing significantly faster than sales within Maharashtra. So that sort of diversification is already happening naturally. Karnataka is an extremely important market for us. And this year, sales in Karnataka have grown faster than sales in Maharashtra. And is also a very profitable market for us. Very interestingly, our fastest growing segment this year has been CSD. So it looks like our defense staff is gaining a taste for lower alcohol stuff, and we're very happy about that. It's something like an 80% growth in our CSD sales this year.
Okay, could you give us a number about how much is coming from outside Maharashtra, and where do you see that number headed? Since obviously on a much smaller base, it's growing at a faster clip.
Our sales outside Maharashtra are approximately 60% of our sales. So Maharashtra is approximately 40%.
Rajeev, sorry, just to push on that point about 20 crore cap. So, it'll be limited to 60 crores right now with the 3 units you have. That's the way to look at it?
Yes, that's the way to look at it.
Okay, got it. The bit about the CSD business, 80% growth. I mean, it's got to be something other than, developing a taste for wine. Has it been introduced in more stores, or have you kind of pushed through in that market? Because it's sizable, the CSD market. Yeah.
It's very sizable. It's great to see. Yes, it has gone into a few more stores. Also, CSD has changed a little bit their buying procedures. They had put a lot of limits in place a couple of years ago, and now they have started to basically whatever the defense wants, whatever there's demand for, they are allowing those goods to flow. And that's definitely benefiting Sula. Sula is today the #1 wine brand by far in India. And, our defense staff, let me tell you that they love Sula. That's obviously showing in the numbers. It's becoming a very sizable part of our business.
Okay, cheers to that. Then, Rajeev, thanks so much for stopping by, and look forward to having a chat with you in the coming months. But for the time being, I think it's cheers to you and cheers to the team as well, doing pretty well as we speak. But